RabbitChimp 805 tutorial for Planetbase. I can already tell I need to turn the music down. Okay. I always disable the vibration whenever I play any video game. I know it's the staple of the PlayStation 4 controller. I guess maybe any controller, but it's not my thing. I am on the PlayStation 4, broadcasting on YouTube through RealTalkChimp. And we're going to play the tutorial. I've never played this game. Now, I've played, and I still continue to play Dawn of Man, which is the second title to Madruga Works.
Hello.
Hello. Planet
ILL be on today. Sorry I want on last night went to trivia.
Who's talking to me right now? I don't have my my YouTube up. Let me try to get my internet going, and we'll see. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Oh, okay. Panda and Chimp. All right, cute.
Jess and Chino.
Okay. And Chino. Oh, you went to trivia. Oh, we're gonna work on some trivia.
Kerbal
today.
Space Program might be better.
Yeah, the Kerbal Space Program is completely different than this. I mean, from what I've been told, the Kerbal.
Not that word.
Not that word? Oh, I see. I know what you mean. All right, so we're gonna play the tutorial, as I've been told that this can be a difficult game to learn. The Kerbal Space Program is a very difficult game to learn because it is very intensive as far as the rocket building, and it's not a base defense game though. Kerbal Space
Lol
Program
going to the
is...
store, be back soon.
Okay. Lol. During the lifetime of your base, your personnel needs might vary. Make sure you use the landing permission panel to control who is allowed.
Yes, very true.
Now, there's another game that's similar to this. This game came out in 2016 on PC, and it came out, I believe, on console, again, with Dawn of Man, just recently. All right, here are all our little colonists coming down to Mars. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colonists and a couple of robots.
Looks good so far.
In Planetbase, you control a group of human pioneers in the not-so-distant future trying to establish an outpost on a remote planet. Okay. Camera. First thing to learn is the basic camera controls. To move the camera, use the left stick. To look around, use the right stick. So pretty much just like any third-person or first-person shooter, I suppose. Go around the spaceship. Well done. You can check out the full camel controls. Is there such thing as camel controls? You can check out the full camera controls in the help menu. Structures. The top priority after landing is to build some basic structures to keep your people alive. You can build structures using the main menu that can be activated using the L1 button. Most structures require metal and bioplastic to be built. You have a limited supply of these in the colony ship. You should be extremely careful when spending it. First thing to do is build an oxygen generator so your colonists can breathe when the oxygen in their spacesuits runs out. Okay. First things first. Alright. So I'm not seeing the same functions as Dawn of Man, but you also have to remember this came out a lot earlier than Dawn of Man, so a lot of the buttons are not the same. But here, let's take a look. We'll view out. So it's just like any base, you want to scope out your surroundings. See where the best place to build is. Now, obviously, we want to be close to this shuttle, I would think. I was going to say another game that's really fun, but more of a first person or a close-in third person is Astroneer. Astroneer is a base building, base survival type game like this, only the people are like normal 1-1 scale, or what would be in, like, say, Fortnite, Call of Duty, that size of person, where these are just sort of a command and conquer size of people, little itty bitty people, but you can zoom in a little bit, but not as close as Dawn of Man. So let's figure out. All right, so I'll explain as I go. Sorry for yawning in your ear. I'm going to press L1 on the PlayStation controller. On the Xbox controller, I don't know what it is. Chimp, you're watching. You can tell me what button it is on the Xbox controller. So I'm going to hit L1. That's going to open up my wheel of making things. And I'm using my left joystick, or I suppose I could, no, I can't use my D-pad, so I'm using my left joystick. Build interior structure contains oxygen, can be accessed.
It SLB, I think.
It's LB. LB is the same as L1. Okay. Let's see what this is. Build exterior structure doesn't contain oxygen. Okay. It's very difficult to move this little joystick around this circle here. Not used to that. Base management.
Yes.
Adjust your speed. Show tops. Help. Okay. So let's okay, here. So we need to build an O2 structure. So this, now the symbols underneath. Oxygen generator generates oxygen from electricity and water. Now 1 to 2 parts and 1 to 2. Those symbols that are at the bottom there, we're going to figure out what those are. Okay, so an oxygen generator. It's actually telling me where I have to put it. So I can't actually place it where I want to place it. So I moved it with the left joystick, and then I put it down using the X button. Power. The oxygen generator requires power to operate. Power can be generated with a solar panel. Alright, so we're going to activate our... Now look at our people are already starting to move around a little bit here. Look at this guy right here. He's carrying something. Little robots are just kind of not really doing much, but this guy... so these two people are starting to build this. It looks like, oh, we have a robot that's starting to weld. Cute. Try to zoom in a little bit so we can watch what's going on. Little robots building our little base here. Oxygen generator has been built. Let's look at it. Oops. Alright, so I'm pressing L2 to zoom out and R2 to zoom in, and then of course using my left and right joystick to move it about. So I wasn't thinking if maybe these little robots were looking a little close to Star Wars type robots. I'm surprised they haven't gotten sued. Could have got sued. I mean, again, this game is kind of old, but it's cute. That's our O2. Okay, so we need to activate it. So we're going to press L1. Build an exterior structure, which looks like a generator, a solar panel. We have to actually put it over here. And we'll probably see our little robot move. Connections. Now that the solar panel is placed, you need to connect it to the oxygen generator. Connecting structures allows them to share power and water, and the case of interior structures allows colonists to walk between them. To connect two structures, you will need to select one of them using R1 button, then using L, your joystick, to point at the target structure and connect with X. Okay, so we're going to hit R1. And this shows that it's a solar panel medium, that it's an interior base because it has a dome shape, meaning they can walk inside of it. And currently it's at 0% power. Okay, I see. Those little things that are down below look like little blue Tic Tacs. Those are the resources that it takes to build it. So let's click on this guy. So this guy needs, that lightning bolt must be 1 power to make it work. And then the one little teardrop, don't know what that is at the moment. Alright, but we'll figure it out, of course. So let's press this. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's press this. No. And let's chain it. There we go. Okay. Choose other structures using L, then press X to connect. Okay. Alright, solar panel has been built. Connect structure, solar panel and oxygen generator. Wait for everything to be built is pending. Did you connect it? Or did I have to wait for you to build it? Okay. Using the R1 button. Okay. Connect. 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 Trying to connect. There we go. I had to actually move the left trigger so it went onto this little wire here, I guess, and then press X. Can't just do things out in the middle of space. Ah, we're out in the middle of space. Let's take a look at space here for the moment. So in this place, I don't see the clouds moving like you can see in Dawn of Man. So it looks like up in the upper left corner, oh, little robot is working. Alright, connection has been built. Well done. Note that you will only be able to place new structures in such way that they can. Let's try this again. Note that you will only be able to place new structures in such way that they can be connected to existing ones. Potential connections are indicated by a green line. Now, one thing I remember in Dawn of Man, the tutorial was very intensive. And once I got through the tutorial, I could go to a free building or a sandbox and I could build any way I wanted to. But in the tutorial, I'm going to have to follow its exact plans. Water. The oxygen generator also needs a water supply to function, so you will need to build a water extractor. Okay, so that's the teardrop that we saw. Water. Water and power generation structures don't need to be built to be directly connected to the destination structure. They just need to be part of the same connection grid. Okay, so let us build an exterior. Alright, the whole this whole thing of building on this circle thing is a little difficult, so I'm holding L1 open. L1 stays open. I'm using my right joystick to move into this position here of build exterior structures, but it wants to slip away, as you can see, so I have to use my thumb to hold that stick in place. Uh-oh. Oh god, they're dying of air. They need air. I'm sorry, people. No, don't die yet. Don't die yet. I'm not ready. Oh no. Oh god, all my people are dead. Alright, let's get the X here. Oh, bad. I waited too long. Now you should build an airlock so your colonists can get inside the base. Alright. Victoria, Villanova. Oh, all my people died of asphyxiation. I waited too long. Okay, well, all 7 of my colonists are now dead. So, I guess I don't really need all this stuff. That's odd that they would kill everybody in the tutorial, right? Failure. All of your colonists are now dead. Unfortunately, you didn't succeed in creating a viable colony, but this is part of the learning experience. Maybe next time you can try a different base layout or build order. You can also check the metagames section inside the help menu. It provides a more in-depth look at the trickier mechanics in the game. Alright, we're going to try the tutorial again, folks, because unfortunately we killed all our humans. So let's start all over again. Alright. Poop happens, right? Poop does happen. I was taking a little too long. Well, now that I know the 3 parts up front, I could build this a little bit quicker just so I can get my people to survive. So here we go again, folks. Take 2. Oh, yes. All right. Let's try this again. Come on, little colonists with their limited amount of air and your little robot peoples. I like how in both games, Dawn of Man and Planetbase, all your astronauts are not just randoms. All right, so we're going to be clicking past stuff here quickly. Really? You're not going to let me... Alright, this whole left button to make this things pop, stay open, crap, does not want to cooperate. So get ready to have to use your thumb and X at the same exact time. Alright. Power, got that, okay. Man. Does not want to stay open. Alright, let's go over here. Okay, now we need to make the connection. Wow, you're really not letting me do it, are you? You're making me go through the tutorial. Okay. Got it. Close. Now we need that other base. Do that. Oh, I see that lets me speed it up. Okay. Got it. Gotta make the water. Stupid button. Yeah, so I can see this. I mean, it's a pretty game, but the whole building thing using... Gotta use your thumb and... Alright, so now... The airlock. Now you need to build the airlock. Alright, let's build the airlock so we don't... Come on. Oh, the airlock goes all the way over here? Okay. Okay, alright people. Waiting for construction. You can increase the game speed by using that, but I really don't want them to die. Water extractor has been built. Okay. Alright, I don't want to increase the speed. Connection has been built. Okay. Let's see if these guys will last a little bit longer than the last part of the tutorial. Where are you going? Are you guys gonna go and I guess we have to wait for this all to be built. So there looks like a doorway here. Right. There we go. We built the dome. Airlock has been built. Okay. Increase the speed to make it happy. Alright, well done. The airlock is slow to use. Later on you might want to build more than one to avoid congestion. Eat and drink. Your colony ship contains some food supplies and you can get water from the water extractor. You can now build a canteen so your colonists can eat and drink. Alright, place structures. Pending. Oxygen generator is low on oxygen. That's not good. Alright, sir, there might be people going inside. Waiting in line here. Alright. Builds. Alright, let's see. Oxygen generator. Alright, so it looks like we're going to build a dining car, maybe? Okay. So let's go on over here. Remember to move your right joystick and then press X to connect it. Okay. Oh look, they took their uniforms off and they're now dressed up as regular peoples, just in regular outfits here. So what happens? Okay, so I see their oxygen gets filled up and they go back into their spacesuit. So they're in their spacesuit whenever they're walking outside, and obviously they have a limited amount of air. Not happy that I can't click on each individual person. Alright, so we're waiting for construction over here. Once this thing is built, we'll speed it up just so you can get through the tutorial here. Get to actually playing what's... So let's check out the help button. In Planetbase, you have to build a base in an off-world planet and get your colonists to survive. You don't control the colonists directly, but instead you build structures that will help them stay alive. This guide explains the game in more detail than the tutorial, and will hopefully guide you on how to build a successful base. Additionally, most elements of the game, UI or user interface, have tooltips associated with them. You can hover over almost anything and get a brief explanation. The controls. Use the left stick to move, right stick to look around, and L2, R2 to zoom in and out. Use L1 button to access the game menu. This contains options for building modules, base management, information, and help. Use R1 button to select an object under the crosshairs. Hold R1 for precise selection mode. Select an object to access the context-sensitive action menu. That's that circle that's a pain in the ass, I'll tell you that. Use Options button to pause the game. The pause menu contains options to save or quit the game. Use the D-pad left or right to adjust the game speed. Once a control center has been built, use the D-pad up and down to raise and lower your security level. Use the touchpad. I don't think you have. Do you have a touchpad on an Xbox? I don't really know. I've never played on an Xbox. I just only know PlayStation 4. Use the touchpad button to toggle visibility of structured tops. Completely different than what's in Dawn of Man, because you use your touchpad to actually look at more information. So, base management. The base management menu allows you to control various general aspects of your base. Stats. Panel that shows information about the overall status of the colony. Contains several indicators. Welfare. This is the measure of how well run the colony is. The higher this is, the more frequently new colonists and visitor ships will arrive. Prestige. This is the measure of the reputation of the colony. It's calculated based on population, resources, prestige buildings, and other factors. The higher this is, the more frequently new colonists and visitor ships will arrive. However, this can also increase the chances of intruders trying to take over your base. Humans. How many humans and of what specializations are there in the base? Bots. How many bots and what type are there in the base? Bots being your robots. Resources. Total number of resources in each type. Specializations. Every colonist has a specialized set of skills that allows them to perform certain tasks. It's important to have the right number of people with the right specialization in order to run the base properly. You can control what kinds of specializations are allowed in the landing permissions panel. So you have a worker, an engineer, a biologist, medic, guard, and visitor, intruder, landing permissions, controls. Oh, those would be different. Okay, so I'm sure if I click on each one, you'll see that there's a detailed information about each of the specializations. So workers perform the more basic or physically demanding of the tasks in the colony. Mine resources, not as efficiently as the driller bot. So obviously you're going to want to make a lot of robots if you want to survive this place, to be able to basically take care of your daily functions. Operate the components in the processing plant, operate the radio console if required. They can carry resources around, but not as efficiently as the carrier bot. Obviously, obviously, as your humans have specializations, I'm sure your bots are going to have specializations as well. So, we have this set on super fast. So, well done. Note that interior structures always need to be connected to at least one other interior structure, so colonists can move between them. Some structures can have components placed on them, in them. These provide additional functionality. Components. You should now build some components in the canteen. A table for people to... Oh, I see. I was thinking the canteen as in the little thing that holds the water. Now, they're talking about like a cantina, right? So like a restaurant. Okay. You have to remember, this game is built in another country, not the U.S. Well, it could be the U.S., but I'll tell you one thing. They sure don't know how to type properly. All right. Components in the canteen. A table for people to eat at, a drinking fountain to get water, and a video screen for some basic entertainment. To build components, use R1 to select the desired structure, then choose the edit option. All right. All right. All right. R1. All right. Let's click on that. Let's get us a table. Okay. Now, it says if I hit the touchpad, I don't see anything happening, but okay. Alright, R1. Place a component. Drinking fountain. A video screen. Well done. You colonists, I think there's supposed to be an R there. Your colonists will now use the canteen components when they need to eat or drink. Sometimes you might want to have a closer look at what's going on inside your base. You can use the touchpad button to hide or show the roofs of the building. There's the touchpad. So now I can see what's going on inside. Well done. When the tops are disabled, you can select components or colonists inside the base to see their status. The next structure to build is the dorm, so your colonists can sleep. Some structures like the dorm are dead ends. They can only be connected to one other structure. You should probably take this into account when designing your base. Alright, so let's go to R1. Let's build a dorm. Press X to connect it. Use the R1 button to link and press X. So now we have a link up over here. Alright. Wait for everything to be built. Place component bunk. Alright, well I have to wait for these things to be built. So we'll speed it up so you can see the robot building and the people are building stuff. Table has been built. He's building, he's bringing the parts for the... Okay, so these are the parts. Alright, so when we were looking at those little symbols, these are the parts that you need. That's probably the bioplastic, and that's the doohickey of thingamajig. There's your drinking fountain. There's people eating. And there's your TV screen, so you can watch what's going on. Planet News, cute. Alright, so now we need to build some our sleepy spots. So R1. Waiting for construction. So we'll go back over to help for a moment. The dorm. Interior structure that functions as the main sleeping facility in the base. Here you can build bunks, which are the most space-effective sleeping component. To minimize traffic and keep noise levels down, it can only be connected to one other interior structure. That's the dorm component where 2 individuals can sleep. Sleep. In case you didn't know what sleep does. Sleep. This is a measure of how sleepy a colonist is. If it goes low, colonists will be less effective at work. Makes sense. And they will stop working altogether. If it drops below a certain level, that's probably not good. Colonists can sleep in a bunk in the dorm. They will try to do this at night and keep a routine. But if they can't, either because they need to work or there is no space, they will do it anytime. Another way of recovering sleep is in a proper bed in a cabin. This recovers sleep faster and also recovers morale. Well, that makes sense. Morale. This is a measurement of the psychological health of a colonist. If it goes low, colonists will be less effective at work, and they will stop working altogether if it drops below a certain level. Working and carrying stuff around decreases morale. Oh, freaking snowflakes. Other events like disasters or people dying will also impact morale. Makes sense. Larger populations have an adverse impact on morale. Morale can be recovered in a variety of ways. By using one of the leisure components like the video screen, bench, treadmill, exercise bar, decorative plant and trees. You know, it doesn't say anything about blow-up dolls. Maybe that's a different game. A colonist can only use the same type of component once in a while, so it's important to build a variety of them. At the bar, by drinking a drink, there is no limit on how many times a colonist can do this, but this consumes the base's resources. By eating a mixed meal like pasta, salad, or a burger, by sleeping in a bed in the cabin. Well, as you can see that there are disasters on here. There's your cabin, your bed, your bar, drinks, resources, leisure components, health, meals. Bearded Dragon, you will stay in your cabin for the moment. Sorry. Alright, so let's see. We got sleepy peoples. These people have Z's on them, so they are sleepy. We're waiting for that bed to be built. Bunk bed has been built. Requires, alright, power storage. Structures require varying amounts of power to function at any given time. If the base requires more power than produced by the generators, structures will shut down, which could easily have fatal consequences. We don't want that. Solar panels only work during the day, so if you intend to survive the night, you will need to build some wind turbines that can produce power all day, and power collectors that can store power for later use. Most structures can be built in different sizes. Larger structures require more resources, but provide additional space and functionality. Alright, so we need to build some turbines here. So let's put a turbine over yonder. What do you want me to do here? Left stick to adjust position. L2, R2 to change the size. Oh. And then we need... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back here. Use the R, the right trigger and the X to connect it. Okay. I guess as you play this game, it'll get a lot better. A lot easier to move things around. We might make it bigger. Use your thing to connect there. Okay, so it didn't connect onto the water source there. Starting to look a little bit like the Death Star, right? Remember, you can always name your bases too, which are kind of cool. So what if I wanted to say... What if I wanted to link? I guess I have to wait till it gets built. Alright, so we'll increase the time here so you can see how it... Waiting for construction. The little people are coming out. Construction, little bots are working on that. A power connector has been built, and a wind turbine has been built. And we've connected it so people can get around. Well done! Power management is a critical part of running your base. You will typically need a combination of several solar panels, wind turbines, and power collectors to ensure there is a constant flow of electricity. Food. One of the main challenges you will face will be to maintain a constant supply of food for your colonists. Food is usually grown in vegetable pads in the biodome, and then processed in the meal maker in the canteen. Biodome? Oh wow, we need to get Polly Shore in here. You guys don't remember that? Okay, moving on. Alright. Place a biodome. Alright. Would you let me move my joystick so I could connect on that? Alright. So, put that down. Connect that over there. R1 button. Edit contents of this structure. Meal maker creates meals from vegetables or vitro meat. If there is enough variety of ingredients, we'll create nicer meals that restore morale. Alright, where do I put you? Special place. I can't block a walkway. Okay. Trying to put your damn thing down. Okay. Alright. Can't seem to... Video screen, okay. Alrighty. So let that all get built up here. Tomato pad, well I've got to wait for this. Meal maker has been built. Okay. People are getting tired, they want to go sleepy. Alright, so I'm assuming out of the tutorial you could build more bunk beds and things like that inside your little doohickey here, but right now we're waiting for this stuff to be built. We'll increase the time so you can watch it all get built up here. Ooh, look at that. That's cute. Biodome has been built. Okay. Press R1. Edit contents. We're going to plant some onions. We're going to plant some tomatoes. Anything else to plant in here? Alright. We'll wait for the construction here. Onion pad has been built. Tomato has been built. Well done. Note that vegetable pads need to be maintained by biologists. If not, they will decay and eventually stop producing. Recycle. Most structures, including the colony ship, can be recycled. Alright. Word of the day, folks. Recycled. I digress. Most of the structures, including the colony ship, can be recycled to get back resources from them. Select ship using R1 button. Oh wow, look, okay, so this ship currently has all those resources on there. It currently has whatever those little blue pills are. It okay, so it said bioplastic and metal, I guess, right? Then it has meals, and it has, I guess, oxygen, and it has medical stuff. All right, let's take a looky-see and see what it wants us to do. Let's recycle it. Oh my God, I recycled it. All right, well done. Note that you will only be able to recycle structures if this doesn't isolate any of the existing ones. Okay, you're going to need to mine. In order to survive in the medium term, you will need to produce more resources so you can build more advanced structures. You can build a mine to extract ore from it. Mines have to be built at the base.
How's it going, bro? This game looks cool, kinda like the game you was playing the other day crossed with No Man's Sky, lol.
Right, Northern Monkey YT? Exactly. Northern Monkey YT says that this game looks a lot like No Man's Sky and the Dawn of Man. Well, Dawn of Man and Planetbase were made by the exact same company, Madruga Works. So, yes, this game came out first. Planetbase came out first, and then a couple of years later, Dawn of Man came out. You would think that Dawn of Man would have come out first and then Planetbase second, but it's fine. That's why Dawn of Man has way more information. Well, similar information, but it's a whole different world, obviously. All right, and I'm assuming I'm going to have to build storage to keep all my little Tetris blocks here, because that's what it looks like to me is Tetris blocks, right? All right, so L1, build an exterior. We want to build a mine. Now we want to find a base of a mountain, which looks like right over here. Press X, then use your right joystick to lock it. Press X, and now we have a walkway from the entrance. Processing plant. The processing plant is the structure where raw materials are processed into refined resources. The metal processor component can generate metal from ore. All right, L1. Processing plant, where do you go? Way over here? Wow, that seems kind of far. Okay. Again, once you're out of the tutorial, you can build your place however you want. You can, well, whatever. All right, so let's lock it down. Let's move it to connect over here. All right. Waiting for everything to be built. We'll zoom it up here. Little robots are moving all our stuff here. Astronauts are building. People are going into the mine to work. Zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure why this walkway is so cattywampus in here. I mean, my ADD would throw this thing off hella bad. Really? I would want to rotate this so that this walkway goes right into the doorway here, but what do I know? Okay, two structures have been built. Alright, excuse me for just a moment. I have to let a bearded dragon out of its enclosure. And we're back. Alright, place component metal processor, which is over here. Waiting for construction. We're still sped up here. Just looking a little grander here, right? So I pressed the touchpad on my PlayStation 4 controller, and I enclosed everything. So this is what it looks like when your base is fully enclosed. Now I could press the touchpad again, and it'll make it so that you can view inside the things. Well done. Now your workers will start going to the mine to extract ore. They will then take the ore to the metal processor and convert it into metal. Later on, you will be able to use bots to perform some of these tasks.
I just been playing Detroit Becoming Human and it's such a great game.
Right? Yeah, I mean, okay, we'll jump off of Planetbase for a moment and talk about Detroit Becomes Human, which came out, what, like 2 years ago? When I first played the demo for that game, I thought it was trash, and I uninstalled it immediately. But when it came out free for that 1 month during the PlayStation Plus month, I don't remember which month it was, sometime last year, I think. I loved that game. Yeah, that game was spectacular. I thought it was great. I thought the music was phenomenal. It takes getting used to using your controller because it's a story-based game. It's not a like first-person action type game. Bioplastic. The other construction resource is bioplastic. Bioplastic is produced from starch in the bioplastic processor. Starch is produced from some vegetables in the biodome, like rice or wheat. Not all vegetables are starchy, and the ones that are produce less food. Okay. So again, when you hit the touchpad, you can now see inside your base, and when you hit the touchpad, you see what it looks like in real time. Okay. So we come over here, and we press R1. We click on our tomatoes. Right? No, we don't click on our tomatoes. We press R1. There we go. We touched the whole pad, not just individual. Alright, so now I see we have to put it down. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Click on the whole place and build one of those there. Okay. So now we're waiting for those to be constructed. Make it look like with the domes on top here. Rice pad has been built. So we have built our starchy little rice pad. Bioplastic processor has been built. Well done. Colonists and carrier bots will take the right resources to the required components so that they can produce. You can control production by disabling components or by lowering the priority or a particular structure. Solar panels and wind turbines need to be maintained periodically with spares. If you fail to do this, they will stop functioning. Spares are produced in the spares workshop, components in the factory structure. This tutorial has so far been forcing you to place structures at predetermined locations, but from now on, you will be free to place them wherever you wish. That's cool. Well, I figure since we've got all this power doohickers here, let's see what we can build. Factory facility. Where are you gonna make me put this? Put it over here? Yes, we can. And we will. O1. Okay, so we'll wait for that to be built. Wait for everything to be built. Place component. Speed it up so you can see the process here. They go out and they get goodies over here. Although that's going to be kind of far, that means that people are going to have to go over here, all the way across over here to get to these things here. I'm going to have to make maybe, or these are exterior things. So yeah, so of course when you're playing your planet base, you'll design it how you want. You'll put probably all your power in one section, your living quarters in another section, your work areas in another section. You'll do it sassy. All right, so those have been built. So now we'll go R1. Put some goodies in here. Okay, waiting for construction on this. Let's watch what it looks like inside of our little hamster. So it's like a hamster thing, right? Like, you know, what the hamsters have. Well done. Note that factory components are operated by engineers, not workers. Every base has to have some basic sick bay. You can provide treatment for injured miners and sick colonists. Medics can heal people in the sick bay using medical supplies. Alright, so we need to build, I would think, over here-ish. That's our restaurant, so let's see. Yeah, let's connect it here in case people get injured. Make the connection there. I want to know how you make new connect if you want to connect buildings. I assume that there is a way to connect buildings. I just not sure. Connect structures. Okay, so if you use the chain there, you can connect structures apparently. But in the tutorial, probably can't do it. So if we went to the help, let's see if we could find that. I guess we'll figure it out, right? Okay, so let's speed it up so that our... It's like our robots require power as well. Yeah, I can definitely see that storage. We'll be building storage as well, and probably a place to repair our robots. So again, Planetbase and Dawn of Man are very micromanagement intensive. You really have to be interested in this type of game. This is not a first-person shooter. This is not a looter shooter. It's none of those types of games. It is strictly like if you were ever a child, which none of us ever were because we are all born from test tubes. But if you were ever a child and you ever got like an ant farm, or if you've ever been curious and you've gone outside and watched ants build and live in their little colonies, or even just a critter like your dog or your cat, just kind of watch what they do on a daily. This is basically the same thing. It's like watching paint dry, watching the grass grow. This is your ant farm. This is, in this sense, your ant farm would be more like Dawn of Man, and this would be more like your hamster, you know, your hamster little tubes and stuff like that. So even though you're God and you're basically, you know, control over all this, they still have free will, and they still will go and do their own things, obviously. Alright, so it says I need to place a bed. I need to place a bed in here. So let's go over here and let's place a bed. Okay. And we'll let that go for construction. So if you don't mind just having a nice, comfortable, peaceful, relaxation type game where you listen to some cool, spacey music, and you can, well done. Make sure to keep your colonist health levels monitored at all times. Injured colonists will not work, but will still consume resources from the colony. Medical supplies. You only have a limited amount of medical supplies in your colony ship, so you will need to produce more at some point. A medic can create medical supplies from bioplastic and medicinal plants. Marijuana! Medicinal plants grows in the biodome, in a workbench, in the lab. Okay. So we go over here, we press R1. Nope, I want R1 on the whole base. There we go. Let's make some medicinal plants. And let's put it there. So you can see already this is pretty much filled up. We're going to probably be making a whole bunch of biodomes for as many people as we're going to have. Each thing has little noises. You can hear little noises. No, I thought there was a thing in here. Oh no, it's over here. Okay. Vegetables. Vegetables are the main source of food in the colony. They are grown in vegetable in vegetable pads at the biodome, and they get transformed into meals at the meal maker in the canteen. Vegetables come in various types, which the meal maker can use to produce mixed meals. So let's see, vegetable pads, vegetables. Vegetable pads. All right, I guess. Biodome. Sorry. All right. Speed this up so we can see this. All right. Medicinal pad is done. Workbench. Place structure lab. Come on. What? Invalid location. Why is it an invalid location? Oh, I see. So it only connects onto this? Oh, you can't make it go out too far because it won't be able to connect. So if I brought it in closer. Made it connect there, okay. Place workbench. Medical pad, we've done. Workbench, alright, so we have to wait for this to get built. Now on the PC version of this, all the little windows that you see, like the thing that says place structure, connect all, you can lock that into like a corner. Although on the console, I don't believe you have the ability to do this. So that's kind of a bummer. So I've seen, like, you know, other people on YouTube or just screenshots where all the little windows that you see around here are all locked into corners and stuff like that. So, all right. Place a workbench. Where do I need to place a workbench? Let's see. Have to wait for this to get built. There we go. Now we can place our workbench here. There we go. Wait for that to get built. Little robots over here fixing our solar panel. Solar panel is in excellent condition. Water extractor is doing its job. Power collector is doing good. Wind turbine is fantastic. Our dorm is doing okay. Processing plant's all good. Factory medium is in good shape. Biodome is excellent. Lab is getting worked on. Sick bay looking good. Airlock is good. Alright. New arrivals. Once you have enough resources to keep everyone alive, you can build a landing pad to allow more colonists in. Alright, so let's build us a landing pad. Let's see. Place near existing structure. There we go. We would need it near the airlock. There we go. Waiting for construction. Speed this up. Uh-oh. That started making noise. Okay, that's still good. Still good. Okay. Landing pad has been built. Structures have been built. Well done. Note that new colonists will only arrive if the base is well run. On your own, you now know the basics and can start building your own colony. Good luck. That was it. That was the tutorial, folks. I'm RabbitChimp805, and I've completed the tutorial for Planetbase. Now we'll broadcast an actual session coming up in just a moment. Thank you for joining me. This is YouTube channel RealTalkChimp. I'm your host, RabbitChimp805. Check out some of my other broadcasts and be sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, same thing, RealTalkChimp. And we'll catch you all later. Thank you for joining me.